Hello, everybody. I'm so grateful to be here. My name's Lauren Jewell. I am your coach. I'm a certified transformational nutrition coach, and we are here in week 3, the spiritual nutrition masterclass. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen so that we can pull up the one and only slides for this amazing, amazing information that we are about to entail on. Now, a lot of people come into my world wondering what spiritual nutrition is, and I totally understand. I had no idea what it was about 2 years ago. I had a couple of beliefs about spirituality, anything like that. And it wasn't until I began my own transformation that I really saw how necessary it was alongside of mindset, really personal development and all of those things. So as you begin falling into the personal development world, you see how big it is, right? You see this broad, area in this world that there's so much information, and you usually will fall right under the nose of spirituality. And you don't realize it until you start to do energy work and all of that stuff. So I'm just super, super excited to bring this into your world and introduce you to it. So what's the agenda for today? So first, we're going to go over what is spiritual nutrition. Then we're going to go over the difference between spirituality and religion. Then vibrational frequency, foundations of a spiritual life. And then we will walk through, and I will have you on a journey, a guided visualization. So I'm so excited to begin, and hopefully you are too. If you would like, we can take a few moments right now to take a couple deep breaths in. So just put down whatever you're doing. Put your phone on silent, and just sit with me here for a second. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths in because I'm sure you've had a very long day. It is later. And if you're watching the replay, then just do it because it's going to make you feel better, right? Breath is so powerful. So we're going to take a deep breath in through our nose for the count of 4. Hold. Out through the nose for 4. Hold. You're going to breathe in for 4 again. And then you're going to hold. And then out through the nose for 4. And then hold again. And then we're going to come back into a regular breath. So breathing in and out. Remember, you are safe. We're here at this masterclass for a reason. We're learning about connection with self. And as you come back to me, all right, we're going to begin the process. So, introduction, right? Without acknowledgement and intentional focus on spiritual growth, well-being will elude even an individual with the healthiest diet, the best medical care, and a resilient mindset. On the other hand, spiritual practices can also do wonders to accelerate recovery and healing. So what is spiritual nutrition? Spiritual nutrition is connection with yourself, a connection with others, and or a connection with nature or a higher power. All parts of a person are seen as interconnected, so there is a considerable overlap between physical, mental, and spiritual health, or lack thereof. This is just a quote that I wanted to say because it is so true that when we begin on a transformation of well-being, of health, and all of these things, you're going to find it's all interconnected. It truly is. Whether it's our health systems, whether it's our mindset and our business compared to our, it's just all coincide. Like our money is related to all of our other beliefs. And it's just so important to begin to understand this so that you can really take that concept and bring it into all areas of your life. Now, my definition of spirituality means to me as an inner journey that enables a person to become their authentic self. I view spirituality to be essential to human existence, not separate or addition to. Transformational spiritual growth always involves a shift in self-perception and the perception of the world. Now, this is huge, right? Like when we shift our perception of the world, we see things totally different. It's the same concept of when we begin working on belief work and we start shifting that, the world begins to open up so much more. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. So all theories seem to converge on the idea that humans are spiritual beings, and individuals who don't pursue spiritual growth have a spiritual dimension that influences their life also. Spiritual nutrition. The spiritual realm includes physical and psychological components. It is the intersection of all parts of the individual. The physical dimensions of spirituality include sensations, movement, nutrition, interactions with others, and physical intimacy. Psychological dimensions of spirituality include thoughts, beliefs, ideas of self-consciousness, identity, emotions, and distress. And then spiritual dimensions include feelings of connection, desire for harmony, and purpose. The difference between spirituality and religion. So we're getting into the second part. This was huge for me. I honestly did not dive into any type of spirituality, anything that was like guru related. I was just like against everything, honestly, in the past. But besides the point, I know a lot of people get this confused. They think that spirituality is religion, right? They think that it is a cult. They think that it is certain things. And if they've been hurt in the past by religion or just different demographics of religion, it's hard for them to dip their toe in. But I want you to understand that spirituality does not require religious affiliation. There are many different non-religious manifestations of spirituality, including meditation, being in nature, and yoga. In contrast, religion encompasses beliefs and practices related to what exists beyond the physical world, generally involving a spiritual entity. It's community oriented, while spiritual growth can occur on an individual level and or within a community. Spirituality and religion are sometimes used interchangeably, but they are not the same. Okay, so just to get that clear for you guys for what we're about to uncover, I just think it's very important. And it's also very important to say that whatever you believe in, it is okay, right? It's whatever you believe in. This is part of health as spirituality as it is for us to feel connected, to feel to really find true health. I need you to really understand this. Like when we do not believe in ourselves, when we are not connected with our body, we will not know what it needs. And we cannot rely on and have a codependent relationship with your coach, with a guru, with all those things. It always will come down to you. You are your own guru. You do have the answers. Your coach, let's say I am your coach at the time, I help you find them. Yes, I tug the rope a little bit. Yes, I guide you, but you will always lead yourself to the answers. Spiritual nutrition. The word spirit is derived from the Latin word meaning breath, and breath and spirit are intertwined. Dictionary defines spirituality as the experience of expression of the sacred. Other definitions of spirituality are a search for meaning, a desire to transcend what is and find what should be, belief in a power greater than self. All right, now we're at vibrational frequency. Now that you understand what spirituality is, let's begin to discuss how it can affect spiritual or physical health. It all begins with vibrational frequency. We are not just our own physical bodies. Everything is vibration with energy and is bound together by an energy field, cellular vibration. So we could look at this as physics, right? So when people talk about spirituality and energy and all of the things, we're just talking about physics. And that's something that I really needed to learn and understand when I began this journey, was that there is science tied to it. I love science and spirituality. I love it. It's my favorite, learning more and more about it and really learning more and more about the body. Vibrational frequency. Cellular vibration has been confirmed by numerous studies. Energy can become blocked and stagnant, leading to physical and psychological sickness. Certain diseases such as malaria interfere with vibrational frequencies. And other ways Energy can be blocked, include losing connection with others, low self-esteem, fear, and negative thinking. And then on the other hand, people can power their vibration with positive thinking. So remember that like attracts like. So if you embody a positive energy field, you attract experiences that match that. You can increase vibrational frequency through self-care, deep breathing, mindfulness, mantras, volunteerism, and music. So something that I want to bring to the table right now, and I don't have this on the slides, is our emotions are vibration, right? We put off a frequency and a vibration when we have certain emotions. So at this time, something that you could really do is think about what are the most common emotions that you're in every day. So these could be things that you acquire from childhood, right? So if you find yourself, like for me, it was pressure. I was always in pressure. I was always in insecurity for a really long time. I was just insecure. I didn't realize it was very unconscious. And then I was also I was anxious, right? So I was just anxious and like worried and on all of these things. So if you're in those feelings like 70% of the day and you're putting that out there, you're going to attract more of that, right? You're going to attract more pressure. You're going to attract all of those things. So it's really important to identify that. And then as we go through this, you're going to learn more about energy, and you're going to learn more about where spirituality comes into your nutrition. But what I want you to understand is that you can choose at any point in time how you want to feel, but you have to reset your system. You can do it through breath, right? You can interrupt your system and then decide, like, how do you want to feel? And when we do our future self visualization in a little bit, I want you to really identify how it felt to be with your future self. What were those feelings? Was it ease? Was it flow? Was it bliss? Was it invigorated? Was it joy? Was it excitement? Just start pondering these things, because you can create this. You can create a life of your design. Now, studies. One review found that 83% of studies link spirituality with better health. Another review found that 92% of studies link spirituality and improved mental health. Interestingly, some studies have even shown that prayer by others is associated with fewer complications with patients. So the general impact on health. Decreases in cigarette smoking, alcohol use, marijuana use, and acts of aggression. Increases in health maintenance behaviors such as eating more fruits and veggies and eating breakfast. Lower mortality rate, decreased risk of illness, more effective coping with terminal illness, inner peace and lower stress, increased size and strength of social groups, and then weight loss. Acceptance and non-judgment, two vital ingredients of healthy weight loss, come with a deep and abiding sense of spirituality. When individuals strive towards spiritual growth and they begin to see themselves and others as divine, which cause them to respect and care for their bodies more fully. So before we move on, I just want you to understand that the studies and that the research that has been done on the brain when you become more spiritual and more inclined to yourself, with nature, with your community, all of these things, it is mind-blowing. The brain, you begin to use different parts of the brain that you would never tap into. Now that is the stuff that like gets my juices flowing, because it's phenomenal. It's amazing. And we're so pushed away. And nowadays the Eastern culture is starting to come over to the Western. So we're seeing more of it. So we'll also see a lot of influencers out there. We'll also see a lot of people who aren't doing the research and they're doing all the fads. And maybe you don't want to do, yoga or meditation or the things that I do, but there are options. There are many, many options. And if you are in the 21-day reset, then I sent you a ton of different options that you can choose from so that you do not feel so constricted, but you can begin to slowly implement them and see the changes in your life. Oops, sorry, I didn't read that out. So, foundations of a spiritual life. In this part, you will learn 6 essential lessons of a spiritual life. The first of 6 foundations of spiritual nutrition. So the first one is nutrition. Contrary to popular belief, food doesn't just nourish your body. It also has potential to nourish your mind, emotions, and spirit. And because the spirit is intersection of the mind, body, and emotions, if you aren't nourishing one part of yourself, you aren't nourishing your spirit. You don't want to mess with a malnourished spirit. It is demanding, insecure, and unhealthy. On the contrary, a nourished spirit is much to be desired. It is whole, loving, and patient. The American diet is not spiritual. The idea of spiritual nutrition transcends modern Western culture. In fact, that's why you've probably never heard of it. Across other cultures, there are spiritual teachings connecting the spirit to food, but the standard American diet is not spiritual whatsoever. In the West, we have neglected food to be, or regulated food to being only a source of fuel for the body, which is viewed as a machine. We just simply aren't a machine, guys. I mean, like, yes, I use the word fuel, but food holds a vibrational frequency also. So when we put high vibe, nourishing foods in our body, we're going to feel better compared to when we put something that's very like low vibrational into our body, we feel the difference. It's just, I'm using different words than you're used to. Like unhealthy, I don't want to use those words because there's no good or bad food. In truth, what it is, there's going to be more nourishing food and less nourishing food, right? Or high vibe and low vibe. So the first step to spiritual nutrition, the body is not a machine. The body is not a machine, and food is not just a source of fuel. This misguided view is why so many people have issues with food. Improper nutrition leads to a disconnection between the spirit and the body. From personal experience, you likely know that diet directly influences how you feel. No matter how much you work on yourself spiritually, you will feel less than whole if you eat an unhealthy diet. Spiritual nutrition involves not only choosing healthy foods, but also cooking, mindful eating, and the social interactions you have at mealtime. Food contains and gives life, as do humans. So this is where like mindfulness comes into play when you're eating. Really understanding, there are so many studies. So there's placebo studies where they will tell somebody that the food is less nourishing and it's bad for you. And the food would actually, like your cells react differently to when you believe that. So if you believe a food is bad for you and you eat it, your cells treat it bad and it actually creates more disease within your body compared to if you tell someone that it is a healthy food. So it's just so important to understand how you are looking at your food, what you're thinking about it, how much time and space you're giving it, allowing your body to digest it, and really giving yourself time and space. We take food for granted, straight up. We just want to eat the least of it so we can lose weight, and that's just not how it works. Spiritual nutrition acknowledges the connections among the sun, earth, water, air, plants, animals, and humans, all of which contribute to the mystery of life. The interdependence of these things demonstrates how they are all connected to each other and the source. If any of you guys have ever heard of Deepak Chopra, not only does food affect, this is something that he said. So he says, not only does food affect consciousness and the spirit, but consciousness affects how the body processes food. According to Deepak Chopra, a holistically trained MD who follows in the tradition of Advent Health, I don't know how to say it. We're not going to go there. When we look at nutrition from a purely scientific point of view, there is no place for consciousness. And yet consciousness could be one of the crucial detriments of the metabolism of food itself. How does that make you feel when you read it? Have you ever looked at your food and how it affects your consciousness, how it affects you, how you show up? What are some ways that you can begin to implement this, into your lifestyle, the way that you look at food, the way that you look at your life, right? The beliefs that you have in your head. Eating can be a spiritual experience. Try growing and cooking your own food, taking your time to eat it, bless your food, connect with the food in silence, fully experiencing the food, visualizing the food, nourishing your body, chewing thoroughly, and being present with the food. This is so important, guys. One of the things that I have to look at with my clients when I'm working with them one-on-one is how they're eating. So when you're eating, are you just rushing around? Are you taking bites and then running away? right? Are you just like eating as fast as you can just to get some nourishment in your body and then moving? Are you watching the TV and not paying attention to chewing and digesting? This really does matter. It really does matter. It matters with your digestion. If your body's not digesting your food, you're not absorbing the nutrients. Other 5 foundations. So number 2, building your life force. When we live in line with your mind body needs, we nourish the spirit. Remember that the spirit is the intersection of mental, physical, and spiritual health. It is only by consciously building our own lifestyle that we create an opening for true spiritual transformation and the expression of authentic self. Number 3, I have already discussed at length the dangers of ego. First and foremost, we can't achieve spiritual transformation when the ego is in control, but service for others releases the ego. Not only that, it increases happiness. Number 4, inspiration and spiritual guidance. No matter your culture or religion, you benefit greatly from the help of a wiser, more spiritually mature mentor. Ideally, they will have encountered similar life experiences and conundrums and be able to help you navigate them in line with the principles of your faith. Number 5, silence. Silence includes prayer and meditation. In any and all forms, silence creates room to experience the divine. It is virtually impossible to connect with the divine in the hustle and bustle of daily life. And that is why many never do. And I'm looking at you right now, just so you know, I'm looking at you because I know, I get it. I was on this spiritual journey myself, and I was literally doing so much, thinking that I was like, oh, I'm ascending. No, I wasn't ascending. I was literally ascending my goddamn nervous system out the water. And I want you to understand this. I'm saying it to be funny but it's not, because our stress is so important. Like if we are always stressed out, doing, hustling, avoiding, we're avoiding growth. We cannot grow if we do not slow down. Okay. So just hear me out on this. When you make the commitment to intentionally seek the divine through regular periods of silence and stillness, you will be rewarded with spiritual growth. Okay. And then number 6, the awakening of the divine. So through finding the spiritual potential within yourself that you have discovered and expressed your authentic self, shining your light on everyone and everything you contact. As you awaken the divine inside, or in other words, reconnect to yourself and the truth of who you are, you recognize that the mind, body, and spirit are all integrated and divine. This is why you will achieve better physical health and philosophical health, oh my God, by allowing your soul to speak into your life. I don't know about you guys, but that just speaks into my soul. I love this stuff. This stuff, like, oh, it's the only thing that has gotten me through my current life right now, is connecting with myself, loving my inner child, really realizing that I truly do not need to be with anybody else except myself. And then being able to like reach out to my community for support, right? And then be in nature to be held by nature, and then focus in on my health, my mental health. And like, it's a full-time job. It's a full-time job, right? But it's so worth it, right? So I don't know. It's beautiful and I love it, as you can see. So summary, the 6 foundations of spiritual health are nutrition, building your life and service, inspiration and spiritual guidance, silence, and awakening the divine. Contrary to popular belief, food doesn't just nourish your body, it has also the potential to nourish your mind, emotions, and spirits. Your relationship with food is symbolic of the way you operate in the world. And when we live in line with our mind, body needs, we nourish the spirit. Now, we are about to go on a journey. And if you have not done this and you would like to stay for it, please feel free. I'm going to walk you guys through a visualization. Just give me one moment so that I can pull it up. I should have had this ready. I'm so sorry. Do not judge me. But this is a quick, probably like 5-10 minutes, not even long. But it's important. especially if you are looking to really tap into how you want to feel. We are coming to an end of this program, right? And this program was it was 21 days. We're not there yet, but we will be. And I want you to have a clear visualization or a clear idea of who you are becoming, who you want to become, and how you want to implement these practices that you've learned here throughout your lifestyle, right? Like it's not 21 days and then you're done. It's more so being able to tap into yourself, right? You know what's right for you. You truly do. Now, let's take a couple of deep breaths in, shake out whatever energy you guys have. Now we're going to begin. Okay. So right now at this moment, we're going to do a little visualization together. Okay. I want you to please honor yourself. And if you haven't already, let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath in. Wherever you are, you don't even have to have your eyes closed yet. It's your choice. Just take a nice deep breath in, hold it, and slowly exhale. Taking another nice deep breath in. Go ahead and close your eyes if they're not closed. Hold it and slowly exhale. Continuing to breathe in and out deeply, easily, and effortlessly. Breathing in again and exhaling. Each breath you breathe allows you to become more and more relaxed and more comfortable. Any outside sounds and noises around you allow you to go even deeper inside. A reminder of how good it is to leave the noise and the stress of the outside world and journey into the quiet and peace of your inner world. As you allow yourself to go deeper into a state of relaxation, maybe you can remember a time when you stood in front of a lake or a pond, and it was a quiet and peaceful pond. You may have tossed a pebble into the center and noticed the ripples spreading out, one ripple after another flowing outward farther and farther. The ripples slowing down become further apart until the water was once again calm and peaceful. I want to invite you now to imagine that your body is like that body of water. As you drop a pebble into the center of your body, you can feel the ripples of relaxation rippling out, waves of relaxation flowing through your body, up through your torso, into your chest and your back. You relax your face, you relax your jaw, your scalp. You allow your tongue to drop in your mouth. The relaxation is spreading out into each and every muscle of your back. Feeling those ripples relax you as your muscles let you go and become soft and loose. Feeling the ripples of relaxation flowing down through the bottom of your torso, down through your abdomen, your pelvis, your thighs, your calves, your ankles, all the way to your toes. Know that each time you drop a pebble into the center of your body, you become more and more relaxed. As you become more relaxed, you find yourself becoming more quiet and more peaceful. Now, I want you to imagine that we just finished our first lesson. You stand up from where you are, take a nice big stretch. You walk outside your front door for some fresh air. You can feel the sun beaming down on your face. You're so excited, so present, and so ready, so committed. As you stand there, suddenly a cloud comes down from sky and slides right underneath you, taking you up and away like a magic carpet ride. You love it as you glide through the other clouds, taking a ride through the sky. The clouds deliver you safely down to the ground, although you're not where you started. You look up and notice that you're in a place you've never been. It's a quiet suburban street, and you're right in front of a big, beautiful house. The house is white with big pillars and maybe blue shutters. It has a huge wrapped around porch. There are beautiful grown oak trees all around the property, and you notice that there's something sitting on the porch in a rocking chair. So you start off the walkway. The walkway is lined with the biggest, brightest yellow sunflowers, and you smile at them. They're so beautiful. You feel so confident. You get to the top of the walkway and up the steps to the porch. And now you can see the person in the rocking chair. That person is you. You as your 85-year-old future self. You are awestruck as you sit down and you look into your own eyes, wrinkled and aged, yet still certainly yours, glimmering and full of life. Your 85-year-old looks into the eyes and smiles, grabs a hold of your hand and says, I'm so glad you're here. I've been waiting for you. Take her in. Take in her essence. Take in her energy. Notice what she's wearing, how she's carrying herself. Notice what it feels like to be in her presence. "85-year-old you says, I'm so excited for you to see all the great things that we've created. All the joy and happiness we experienced because of the new choices you made. Everything we ever wanted happened. We've created such an extraordinary life. We lived all of our dreams, and all of our deepest desires have come true. Your future self starts to show you a photo album of all the memories and all the things you've done. Take it in, and as you flip through these pages with her, what do you see? Who are you with? What did you do? Take it all in, and then ask her, what do I need to pay attention to most right now? Take a moment to hear the answer. What do I need to pay attention to most right now? You continue to talk and you ask her, knowing what you know now. What special wisdom or advice can you give me? What guidance do you have? Hear the answer and listen with your heart. What special wisdom or advice can you give me? What guidance do you have? Now, I want you each to take a moment and ask your future self your own question and allow the answer to come forth. Take a deep breath in. Now, assuming we've received the answer, you smile at each other. You grab your future self's hand and say, thank you. It's time to go now. You thank her for being with you and for sharing all the wisdom. She grabs you and says, please come back anytime you need my guidance. I'm always here. She kisses you on the head. You stand up, start to walk away, and you look back one last time and smile. And as you walk down the walkway, your cloud is awaiting you. You sit down and fly back up in the air through your ride in the sky. And suddenly you find yourself sitting back in your chair where you're sitting right now, feeling really, really connected, really satisfied, and really clear. So I want you to take a few deep breaths in and start to move your body around. And then come back and open your eyes. And I want you to immediately grab your pen and paper, and I want you to write down what you saw, what you felt, and any messages that she gave you. What did you see? How did you feel? What messages did you receive? And as you're writing, I just want to read this quote out to you, and then we will end this prompt. On your last day on earth, the person you became will meet the person you could have become. Okay. And that's very, very impactful to me. My mentor shared this with me. And you become very, very clear when you are about to pass away. So I just want to remind you that though we are finished this amazing 21-day program, you have so much more time to get clear on what you want, where you're going, your mindset things. You are also welcome to speak with me if you would like to work one-on-one. I absolutely love how in depth I go with my clients. This is just touching on it, the work that we do here. But you're worth it. And looking at your health in this aspect rather than looking at it as just one way, one component of it, right? So just remember that you can tap into your intuition at any time. You can shift your mindset and change your neural pathways at any time, right? And then you can also decide and find what foods fuel you, as in fill up your soul, fuel your spirit, really make you feel good. So I hope that you had an absolutely amazing time. I know that I did. If you have any questions, please reach out. If you would like to get on a one-on-one with me, like a call, I have a 40-minute call to figure out if we're the right fit to do a very intensive one-to-one program. It's private coaching with me, but it is very impactful and you are worth it. So have a beautiful day. You can do the 21-day for another 21 days. It doesn't matter. This program's amazing. I love it. It's very simple in the sense that you're just eating foods, right? You're just eating foods that aren't processed. So have a beautiful night. I love you guys, and I'll see you then.